Breakfast. It is the WAV 97.9 WHAV. In the studio is Captain Jamie Landry, Haverhill Police Department. And I don't know, I just like to call everybody by their first name. Jamie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Win. How are you?
I'm doing well. And thank you for coming on today. I know that you have a lot of things to talk about, but before we get into that, I thought, because it's definitely in the news and it's going to be before the Haverhill City Council tomorrow night, and the governor has written up, things about it, e-bikes and scooters and motorized equipment. I think weren't you talking about that the last time you were here? E-bikes and motorized scooters and stuff like that.
I'm not sure if I was talking about it or if it was somebody else, but there's definitely been an influx with them in the city, also with recreational vehicles on the public ways.
Oh, that's right too. There was a night that people were out catching folks, right?
Yeah, we did some targeted enforcement last week with recreational vehicles, which was quite successful.
Okay. Yeah, it's scary to see people zipping around like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, kids, they just don't get how dangerous it can be weaving in and out of traffic. I mean, and whether they just don't get it or whether they don't care, we need to start getting serious about educating these kids and coming up with a plan with the legislature and the city to come up with some enforcement options for this.
I remember, and this was a long time ago now, when I took driver's ed, and the last thing they showed you on driver's ed was the accidents, or the film about the accidents, and now they do the mock accidents and things like that. But quite often, I shouldn't generalize, but quite often kids are younger than that. They haven't taken driver's ed or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like I've seen an uptick with young kids as young as 10 riding some of these e-bikes around, just because they, just like anybody else, they want them when they see them, and parents try to do what they think is right for their kids by getting them gifts and all this other stuff, and sometimes if they're out there and they're not wearing a helmet, or if they're going on something that might be a little bit faster than a pedal bike, and not being able to control it properly, it gets scary.
Well, you want to do what's right, and when it comes to the summer, because we are now in the summer period, coming up to the 4th of July weekend, there's a lot of, because you're in the traffic, you're a patrol commander, right? Mm-hmm. So you see a lot of things that are going on around the city. You want to make sure that people are being safe during the summer season.
Correct. Yeah, that's ultimately what we want with all of our citizens, right? Is if you're going to do things, we want you to be the safest you can do. You can be in those situations. One of the things that I think about a lot is what Plugs Pond, right? Like people going over there and they're enjoying their day and they're swimming. I just want them to make sure that they're swimming in the correct areas. They're making sure that there's a lifeguard on duty. Not being there after hours when it's closed. We do checks of that and make sure that if people are there and they're there after hours, we get them out of there. Because God forbid, you're over there and you're not the best swimmer and you swim outside the ropes, and it's a pretty murky pond. So we just want people to make sure that they're safe there. Another area we have major concerns with this time of year especially is fireworks. Just want to remind everybody that fireworks are not legal in the state, and there are criminal penalties if you're caught with them. So please don't use them. If you want to see the fireworks, you can come down to the stadium this Friday. The city's putting on their fireworks display. But other than that, I'm sure other cities and towns will be having them as well. Personally, I don't like seeing them on Cedar Street or High Street or wherever when cars are trying to drive by and people are standing around. So, and especially with all the houses being so close there, creates some fire dangers.
Oh, that's right too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Especially it's been so dry. I mean, it's raining, but we're still in a dry season right now. So
That's right. And yeah, fireworks. They could start a fire, couldn't
Correct.
they?
Yeah. Yep. If they go onto a roof or they get into a mulch bed, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about sparklers?
I don't think sparklers are legal either, to be honest. They are still not sold in this state. So, but and they can be super dangerous too because they burn super hot. They burn super hot. I don't know the actual temperature, but they are very, the phosphorus or whatever it is burns super hot. So I would strongly advise not to use them.
That's right. When it comes to fireworks, besides being illegal, they're very dangerous too. You and I were talking just prior to going on the air about a football player many years ago. Well, not many years ago, but just a few years back. He lost a couple of fingers with fireworks. It happens every year.
Yes. Yep. It sure does.
So, and whether or not it's legal or not, but gosh, even in like New Hampshire where it's legal, it's not legal in most of the state, right?
Yeah, I mean there are some cities and towns even in New Hampshire that ban fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the best way to deal with fireworks is over at Riverside Park.
Correct.
Coming up on
this Friday.
Friday night at 9:00.
Yes, correct.
And get there early and be aware of all that stuff. All right. Well, so make sure that you are safe over at Plugs Pond. I remember a story. Maybe it was last year, 2 years ago. Somebody was swimming across the lake and there was a language barrier, and they just couldn't get them to come over to the side that was being supervised.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too, like especially this time of year when it's super hot, people want to get in the cool water to refresh, whether they can swim or not. And sometimes, depending on if they're not careful, and then panic sets in, and drowning doesn't look like it you would think it would look like. People don't splash around in the water, so sometimes it's a very different sort of look to it. So if you're there with your children or you're there with friends, make sure that you're paying attention to each other and make sure that there's a lifeguard on duty, and watch out for each other.
Well, even if you have taken swimming lessons in the past and hadn't gone swimming for a while, it doesn't mean that you still know how to swim.
Yeah, correct. And if there are questions or you're interested in learning about swimming lessons, I know that the Y does a program over there. So I mean, it's take advantage of that.
That's right. And it's also Shark Week too.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that in Plugs Pond here, Win, but hopefully.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. Well, Jamie, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it for today.
So be aware if you have a motorized scooter or but I don't understand these platforms that have one wheel.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust myself on something like that.
Yeah. So if you have one of those or your children have those, just be very, very careful. I would recommend you try to keep an eye on it, or an adult as well too.
Correct.
Make sure you wear the helmet. Even bicycles can be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a child and you're riding on a bike or one of these scooters, wear a helmet, wear some protective gear, and stay to the side of the road and make sure you're not weaving in and out of cars that are driving by, and just be aware of everything around you, the cars, the pedestrians. I mean, you have to be careful out there. So, and
intersections too.
Correct. Follow the intersections. If there's a stop sign, you should stop. If there's a red light, you should stop. If you're at a crosswalk and there's a no walk sign, you should stop. We all have to watch out for each other and be as safe as we can be out there on the roads.
Ride with the traffic.
Correct.
And walk against the traffic.
Correct.
Why is that?
I think the walking against the traffic, so you can see what's coming at you, riding with the traffic, I would think it's because you follow the same traffic rules as a vehicle. So, back when I took like a biker safety course, they taught us hand signals and so on and so forth. I don't think people are attending those these days, and whether or not, I don't even know if we still have them, to be honest. But it's not a bad idea.
That's right. You arm down when you're going to stop.
Yep.
You point when you're going to take a left-hand turn, and your arm is bent up when you take a right-hand turn. See, I can do it.
There you go.
All right. Well, Jamie, again, thank you so much, and good luck in the summer season.
All right, great. Thank you. Enjoy your summer.
Well, thank you. You too. Captain Jamie Landry, who is with the Haverhill Police Department, our guest this morning right here on the WHAV, 97.9 WHAV.
Wake up with Win Damon weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on 97.9 FM WHAV.
Catch the wave, WHAV.